Yeah, hello everyone. Just a couple of minutes. We'll start.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
So Akshay, you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks. So just 2 minutes, guys. So we have a surprise waiting for you. So just 2 minutes. Yeah, just 2 more minutes. Kindly hold on. We will start. So today's test session will be like kind of different. So sir, you have been made co-host.
Can we start, Karthik?
Yes, sir, sure. Yeah.
Am I audible, people? Can someone please confirm?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Sir.
we can hear you. Sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
So hi, people. I hope I'm clear. I'll get my mouse close by so that I'm audible. Great to be part of this course. Although I thought I will come in the slightly advanced semesters and not in the very first semester. I believe it's a trimester, if I'm not wrong. I'm happy to offer Python nevertheless, because this is the starting point, right? I mean, if things go well in the first course in programming, things will go really well later on too. Okay, it's like the ABCDs of a language. You learn it right, the foundation is good, and the walls and ceiling and the first, second, third floor and the skyscraper goes very good, right? All right, so a little introduction from my side. I work at IIT Roper, but currently on a sabbatical. I'm here in Mysore. Just spending my 1 year's time happily, rather. So I'm not doing much. Maybe right now I've got this Python course, which I'm sort of very passionate to deliver at my best. Although I have had very short time within which I'm trying to record to the best possible extent, but with more time, probably we'll be able to bring in more fun aspects to Python, to this course. So a word of advice: we also have this course called The Joy of Computing on the NPTEL website. I believe you all should take a look at it. And what we have done there is taken simply 40 questions. We actually don't teach Python in detail there. We teach only through questions, puzzles, and examples. I personally think that's the best way to learn Python, is by doing than knowing theory. As I keep giving you the example of driving a car or learning to dance, you cannot read how to dance. You should go start dancing, right? And see yourself dance and then improve incrementally, right? So it will be wonderful if you people can start coding. There's a lot of nice, fun stuff I have planned with time. I'll discuss that with you people. In general, I would like to have a couple of you tell me, how did you find the first week? All right, so certain things that I will tell you, which need not come as feedback, because we understand this part of the feedback, where I'm sure some of you find the course very slow going, and we understand. We are sort of empathetic towards you. We know that we have to go very slow, given that many people who wouldn't have touched even a keyboard are here, right? That's where the first programming's prerequisite being nil attracts people from all types of background, and we have to cater to people of all types of background. So I have assumed the minimum in the sample, right? I mean, sort of the shortest in the sample, right? But with time, by let's say third week, you will see us advance towards programs that are non-trivial. In fact, everybody, I bet everyone in the classroom, we have a very big classroom here, everyone in the classroom will find it not so easy, not so obvious, not so straightforward. While now, in the first week, most of you would be finding everything very trivial, very obvious, and very straightforward, that you would even be wondering, should I really do this course? Right? 12 weeks of easy and pleasant a walk, but then it's not going to be that easy, in the sense that it will be fun. We will increase the level of difficulty. Okay, so sure, go ahead, please give me your share of feedback. I'm unable to go through the chat window because I'm talking, looking at the camera. If I look at the chat window and talk, this is how I look like. So I want to make eye contact digitally with you guys. So it'll be nice if someone can come up and then give me feedback, preferably with the video on, but it's not compulsory. You feel free to not keep your video on, but I would prefer if you can keep the video on. It's easy on the minds to see people who are talking, right? So a couple of people who can give me their feedback about how did they find the first week and ways in which we can improve.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Maybe I can go first.
Yeah, anyone randomly can switch on your mic, video, and then start talking.
Yes, sir. Week one was very interesting. I mean, your enthusiasm is very infectious. It's motivating us to learn better the Python. So
okay, so I see a lot of positive feedback. Once I start discussing several pages of code, I'm sure you people will have reservations about your feedback. I'm just kidding. I personally feel the following: hard work, if any, should be done by the instructor, should be done by the teacher. It should be a pleasant ride for the student. If the teacher doesn't do the hard work, then students end up doing the hard work, and they should do the hard work, right? That's one thing that I want to tell you. The second point is that there's this very nice analogy of the teacher teaching how to ride a tricycle, three-wheeler, okay, and then asking the students to ride a two-wheeler, and then in the exams we ask questions which are unicycle, one-wheeler, right? So we shouldn't do that. What we should do is rather the teacher should do the one-wheeler and then give as exercise problems two-wheelers, and the final exam should be relatively easy, right? I can promise you people that there is going to be more fun than the torturous exam-related approach and mean marking and things like that. We'll try our level best not to do that, but then we all know it's a competitive world. We may have to distinguish A from B. We'll try to do it respectfully. We'll try to do it nicely. We'll try to do it by ensuring that all of you do learn, but there is some gradations of slight difference between, let's say, grades that you may secure. But I'm hoping that all of you will enjoy well. The course is designed in such a way, and our approach is also that we have, I'm pleasantly surprised by seeing the instructor team. They all are very passionate. In fact, there's a lot that I learned from them than them learning from me. Lucky you guys that you have had such good instructors. Back in our era when we were learning programming, it used to be fun. It is fun recollecting that we would make notes of all the syntax, because if we don't have them, we cannot type up any piece of code, simply because there was no internet back then. When I first wrote my code back in early 90s, some of you probably weren't born. I feel very old that way. we had to write things down. Textbooks were very expensive. In fact, Indian authors weren't there at all, not much at least. Right, books were very expensive, and we had to write that down. And then if we make a mistake there, gone case, it will throw a syntax error, and we won't know what to do. Right? Thanks to your era, things are becoming easier and easier. Programming is fun. You can look up stuff. You can ask questions in the forum in case you have doubts that Google is not able to resolve. Right? Thanks to this era, I think programming is both fun and easy, and at the same time, very rewarding to the mind. I would say programming is the only subject that I have learned in my career. I mean, in my student life and in my career as a teacher, the only subject where it gets more fun as we go more and more with chapters. Right? That doesn't happen with, let's say, mathematics like subjects. Sure. Right? It's a lot of things get advanced, means we start losing our hair. It goes over the head. But in programming, that's not the case. Things get more and more interesting with time, and I'm sure you all will enjoy it. But I would like to give you people some tips on how to make the best use of the course. Point number one is there is a saying, there is a tip that you get, that keep doing as much as possible, more the merrier. But somehow I feel in programming that is true, but above that there is something else that you must do. You must do very less things many times. By that I mean, take up a few questions and do them repeatedly. I mean, you learn a different kind of a skill set there. You see, Sachin Tendulkar practiced playing one type of strokes for a long time before he mastered cricket, it seems. So he knows how to hit a ball, and that is something that he does really well. Right? Similarly, you must repeatedly do the same thing many a times too, apart from doing varieties of things. So take up a program, take up a question, try writing a code for it, and then forget it, and then rewrite a code for it. Right? Don't look into the previous code, rewrite it, and it will be fun. Right? I mean, that's a new skill set that you will learn, which otherwise you will not learn. If you keep moving from one end to the other, you probably will not master one art properly. Okay. My second and I would say the only two tips. One is keep repeating the same thing many a times. Second is do some code along sessions. In that connection, I'm also planning to see if we all can sit together and code together. I'll give you a question for which you will not get an answer online. At least not easy to get an answer online. Right? And you people can sit with me, and I also will code, you also will code, and we will try to figure out what's the answer. I have some questions like that, which are that way interesting. And coding is not about doing it fast. Coding is, I would say, there are two types of coding. Okay. One is a sprint. You do it really fast. The first one who hits the finish line wins the race. Number one, type one. The type two. Now, please understand this very carefully. I mean, one take-home message from today's discussion, let it be this. First is you do a sprint. Okay, you reach first and you win. Finish a piece of code quickly and hip hip hooray. Right? Part two. I mean, second type, which is my favorite, is take your own time, have a very scenic walk amidst nature in a park full of flora and fauna, and then walk until you're enough of the scenic walk. Right? It's more of a hike than a sprint. Right? Take a question and write your code nicely. See it as a piece of art. Try doing it over a long time. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the ultimate output that you're going to get in coding. Coding is indeed art, just like Carnatic music or Hindustani or any other classical music for that matter. You need to culture with time. Coding comes with culturing, and you got to do it many hours, and it's going to be a pleasant ride, not hard work, as I said. So make it a scenic walk. Do not sprint, at least to begin with. Do not sprint. Later on, with time, you can get into competitive coding, and then you can do things fast. But there is a joy in driving your car slow too, apart from, of course, going fast. Right. So this is my important tip. Please take it seriously. And a take-home message: enjoy coding. It's very enjoyable. But with time, only you will realize the ease. In the beginning, you will be struggling for the vocabulary of the language. Imagine I taught you French or German, as I keep saying in my videos, right? In the first few days, you will find it very difficult. I remember when I'm from South India. I am from Mysore. I'm married to a North Indian who's from Delhi. After a marriage, we were talking in English, and all of a sudden, there was a need to talk in Hindi, because my wife would switch to Hindi when the discussion gets very serious, because she says her vocabulary is really good. On one end, her vocabulary is good in Hindi. On the other end, my vocabulary is the poorest in Hindi. So my point was, without knowing the right vocabulary, you cannot have strong conversations. And I had to learn Hindi properly, just so that I can also get into these serious discussions with my partner, right? In that process, guess what would happen? It takes time. It's not so easy. You will be hunting for words, but then with time, words come naturally for you, right? It's all a matter of time, patience, and continued efforts. So take your own time. Don't get discouraged if you're unable to talk in the language of programming to begin with. It takes a lot of time. Okay. An important word of advice with this, I will stop. The typical example that we all give, that 5 fingers are of different sizes, lengths, right? Similarly, I would say, I have observed in my career as a computer science teacher that when people start, there is one person who is really good at programming. I mean, he's like awesome. He can do whatever you want, knows even more than the teacher on one end. On the other end, there are people who haven't seen a keyboard all their life. All right, they come and say, oh, the keyboard looks like this. Why isn't A, B, C, D next to each other? Why is there A, S, D, F, G? There are 2 types of students, and only these 2 types. There is nobody in between. But jokes apart, I have really observed this. The students tend to come in these 2 grayscale, and there's no grayscale value, there's only black and white. And unfortunately, it is like this. And then once there is a difference like this fellow gets overconfident and does really well, and this fellow keeps seeing this fellow and then grows lower and lower in confidence. But my sincere observation is, in less than a month or two's time, they both will climb up to the same height. This is a surprising observation that I've done in my life. I'm mesmerized. Probably someone should do an experiment on why this happens. They start off as a big giant and a Gulliver and a Lilliput, but with time they all come off the same size, right? So my request to you all is, do not see the Gullivers around you and get discouraged. You might you might behave like a Lilliput, you might be a Lilliput, but with time you will see yourself Gullivering up and becoming really tall. And people who start off really well doesn't mean that should not reduce your confidence. It's a good start, of course, but then it doesn't mean that you will remain like this and the other person will remain like this. With time, you all will climb up. Programming is less to do with typing and more to do with thinking. Most of the programming happens on a sheet of paper, offline. Very less happens online. I would like to end this discussion with a favorite quote of mine, which goes like this. Microbiology is not about microscopes, correct? Right? Microbiology is not about microscopes. Astronomy is not about telescopes. This is a very famous quote by a computer scientist. I'll tell you his name. Microbiology is not about microscopes. Astronomy is not about telescopes. Computer science is not about, can someone fill up the blank space? Astronomy is not about telescopes.
Computers.
Microbiology is not about microscopes. Computer science is not about computers. Perfect. I see a lot of people typing that. It is not just about computers. Computer is a device. It's like saying calculators. Arithmetic is about calculators. Arithmetic is different. Calculators are different. Calculators are aid to do some calculations and let's say arithmetic calculations, computing percentage, finding compound interest, etc., etc. But calculator does not have any sciencey stuff inside it. Computer science is a very big knowledge base, and computers are just some handy devices which we use to sort of put this science into action. So see it with this spirit, you will do wonders. All right. So with this, I would like to end my little talk. I wanted to hear some reviews from you guys. I see one video on. Manu, you want to say something? Your feedback for the course, or in what ways we can improve with time? What all would you like to see in the course? Whatever you want to say.
Sir, I can see some Walter Lewin.
I think I can't hear you. I hope my. Are you able to hear, Manu? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Professor, we can hear.
I'm unable to hear. Okay, just give me a minute then. Okay, so I see a problem here. One minute. Okay, so now go ahead, man. Problem with
Sir, I can see some Walter Lewin level creative teaching here.
Oh, Walter Lewin is very far away. I am his Shishya.
The level of creativity is nearly the same. The type of engagement with the students and being so friendly and taking suggestions and reviews that other teachers have not done yet. And
I think I'm doing it in the beginning. If that happens in the 12th week also, I will take this credit. If not, so we start with a lot of enthusiasm, just like our students do. I hope to continue with this enthusiasm. Definitely, yes, Walter Lewin is someone who brings in a lot of energy into the classroom, where they say, very briefly, I would like to say that would you use slides on a first meeting with your good friend or long lost friend? You would not use slides. So that's because there is human emotions there. I clearly see that those human emotions are there in classrooms too. We must bring in, and for that I need cooperation from you guys too. You must help me bring in those emotions to all you people. Someone seems to have Navarasas, says Richik. Good. Right. So there should be all sorts of emotions in the classroom. I'll try my level best to bring it, and I need all your cooperation. Please giving me continued feedback.
I have one suggestion that could you please use some dark mode extension on your browser?
Okay. So Replit we have used only for the first week. Right. You're asking me to move away from the dark mode extension, right?
No. I am asking you to use some dark mode extension for the white background.
So that's because of power consumption by your mobile or something?
No, eye strain.
Easy on the eyes. Okay. So only in the first week we have used Replit. I have used the default look of Replit. But second week onwards, I'm using Spider. Spider is you'll be hearing a lot of these names of animals or the species. There's something called Anaconda. Okay, Python is the programming language. Anaconda is a big interface. It's an open source project. In that you have something called a Spider, which is the editor, and that has a very beautiful background. It's actually dark themed background. So this is by default solved. And also I was actually thinking of zooming while I'm programming. That part, the point of interest should be zoomed. But so I started recording the lectures only 1 month ago. We do not have much time for these things, but then with time, we would like to see if we can annotate, zoom, and make the students who are watching should find it very easy on their eyes. And it should be sort of not very strenuous, because in the top left corner somewhere we start typing something. That's not very easy on the eyes. I clearly see my own videos. It's easy to record and talk, but after talking, when I see my own videos, it's very strenuous on the eyes. We'll do something about it. Bear with us. Maybe another week or two, we will try to zoom in and annotate it. And I have it in my mind. I don't know how to execute it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, great. Nice, Manu. Thanks for giving your feedback. Any other feedbacks? Any maybe 2 more feedbacks if you people are okay? So there's a question: what is the difference between idle and PyCharm? So I am a big fan of VI editor, if you have heard of it. In fact, I'm forced to use a very heavy duty editor like PyCharm or Idle or Spider, but then the best editor in my humble opinion is VI, where everything is controlled by keyboard shortcuts. You don't have a mouse at all there. Okay, it's so much fun to code in that. If you want to be a real programmer, in my humble opinion, I may be wrong here, but in my humble opinion, the best way to learn programming is to use the VI editor. Most of the programming there, you can do it using keyboard shortcuts. I mean, it's so much fun. Maybe we'll have one session on VI editor sometime, and I'll tell you how powerful it is. And then that reminds me, one skill that you may want to learn is typing. It makes a huge difference when you're an 8-finger typist. Programming becomes 100 times easy. No exaggeration. 100 times easy. Because if you're a 2-finger typist searching for what to type where, you cannot attempt many things. You learn programming by trial and error. If you do trial and error with these 2 fingers like this, right? It's not a touch screen, it's a keyboard, right? So try to learn 4-finger typing. There are a lot of games online. There is something called Type Racer online. Take a look at it. It's fun to
Typing Master.
And,
Typing Master Pro. Typing Master.
Typing Master.
I am practicing on that.
Yeah, very good, very good. So there are many such portals. Please go ahead and then learn there. The first skill that you must learn is typing. And I see, I pity people who, even after 10 years of their entry into programming, they are still 2-finger typists. It's a lot of strain on your eyes. When you're typing, you should not see the keyboard. Typists don't see the keyboard. They see the screen, right? And they type in 8 fingers and they're at least 20 times faster, right? It's fun to learn typing. Please go ahead and then learn it. Okay. So anything else that you people want to say, talk, give feedback?
Yeah, sir. I have a question.
Sure, Umesh. Yes.
Sir, we will be delighted if we have opportunity to do some small projects with you.
Okay, so that's a very good question. I was about to address this, but I thought let the question come and I'll address it. Right? Okay, so we're starting off from ground zero. With time, the only way to learn is by taking up a small challenge. Okay, I would like to throw a couple of open source projects, which will be fun for us to do it together. Something that is not there already, something that will be your contribution. Right? There's no point in doing a project that is already there. Maybe you can do that also for learning, but things get more interesting if we do something that will be sort of contributory from our side. And I'm sure most of you can actually do it. So let's get together. I'll throw a couple of nice open source projects. Let's do it together. All right. A good point, Umesh, is it?
Yeah,
Umesh?
sir.
Umesh,
Sir, yeah.
a wonderful input. So keep in touch with me. Just message me after discussion, email me. I'll get in touch with you and we'll execute this. Also, I would like to have such challenge sessions with some of you. And these challenge sessions will be over and beyond your syllabus. Of course, syllabus is important. Let us learn, let us face exams, and let us ensure that you all get good grades. That aside, but then let's also make learning fun by doing something slightly outside the realms of the curriculum and syllabus. So let's learn more Python. For example, today you can crunch COVID data by using Python. Okay, you can look at Twitter trends, topics of your interest by using Python. You can crunch big data by using Python. Right? You can check out. You can write a simple program to check who will be your prospective friend. Amongst us, we can try to see how we can analyze the friendship contact network between us. We can analyze what will be, by looking at your grades from your 10th standard, we can predict what will be your grades next. These are all fun to do stuff, right? So let us try doing them in our free time. If you're interested, please write to me, just the way Umesh asked me for a project. Please write to me. We'll try to see if we can do something interesting over and beyond the syllabus.
Yeah, sir. I surely mail you.
Sure, many people. Thanks, Umesh. I see a lot of others messaging. I may have to take a look at it later. But yeah, if you have something to say, maybe you can switch on your mic and then go ahead.
Yes, sir. Maybe I can go.
Yeah, Ajit?
It's Avinash.
Avinash, is it?
Yes, sir.
Avinash, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was just trying to say, I mean, your enthusiasm in the lectures is quite encouraging and
Thank
way
you.
for us to learn. So looking forward to more lectures, more weeks, more Python.
Sure, same here. The pleasure is mine. We'll try our level best to help you guys.
Thank you.
Excuse me,
May
Professor.
I ask one question?
Sure, Pritodeep, please go ahead.
This is Govind, actually.
Who? Govind.
This is Govind.
Hi,
Okay,
Govind.
Govind, go ahead.
Yeah. So I actually underwent many courses in Python. Of course, I did not complete. I hope to attain a proficiency in Python through this course. The typical observation is we start with the course is started in a simple way in terms of understanding what is a variable and expressions, etc. But when it comes to assessment, for example, the activity questions that we have in this program, the first week, there are so many subtleties we need to understand for answering these questions. Is it intentional, or what is expected of the student to understand these subtleties? For example, the operator precedences or parentheses. These are not explicitly discussed in the lecture. If you can help us to set ourselves in the path to attain these things, then probably that will help.
So good question. So let me address this sort of slowly and patiently. Firstly, operator precedence, the motivation I give in one of my lectures. The idea there, just as an example, I'm taking operator precedence. The idea there is when you don't use brackets, there's a particular way your Python looks at it, right? It gives preference for a few operators, and some operators are given the second preference. The idea is only so much, but with that we can just play around with a lot of exercise problems, questions, and then challenge students. Now, what I observed, what I thought was in the first week we are explaining something very, very basic, and some students may get a little discouraged. So let us challenge them a little more. So lecture was at this level. The problems that we posed were of this level. That happened only in first week. I, in fact, tried removing a lot of math-related questions, telling my my team that it should not be given in the first week because the level goes even further up. So in the first week, you may observe this, but with time, you will observe that what we do will be more, and what is given there will just be in the neighborhood of what we do. First week, you may observe that, right? But then the bottom line, all said and done, for Python, you have so many resources on the internet. Let's say if you take up a subject like machine learning, the resources are so scanty online. Of course, you will get some resources, no doubt. There are dime a dozen resources, but then it is not complete. It is not thoroughful. But then for Python, you Google, you will get there. I was just thinking what kind of questions to ask, right? Whatever I can think of asking, the answers are available online. Right? So Python is one subject where you will get more resources online, including lectures with all, I would say my lecture doesn't even come anywhere in the spectrum of good lectures there. There are amazing lectures online. In fact, I start asking this question, why should there be yet another Python teaching session, right? So all said and done, a good answer to the question posed is, yeah, you will see something like this, but with time it will come down and then it will match what we are teaching. Know if there is asymmetry in what we teach and what is being asked there, you must raise an alarm. Talk to me and tell me, sir, here is an example of a question where the degree of difficulty was way more than what was being taught. Right? So, and we will ensure that that doesn't happen. It should not happen. A good learning process is where the curve is not very steep, not very low lying. It should be y equals x, if you know what I mean. It should go in nice steps, right? It should not be way too easy. It should not be way too difficult. Whatever we teach, based on that only we should ask questions. And learning is for mastery and should not be for grades. And we should not encourage that. So thank you very much, Govind, for highlighting this. We will ensure that this doesn't happen. It's an assurance from my side. The degree of difficulty in the lectures and in the practice exams will be more or less the same, right? Yeah, Pritodeep, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Professor. I had a question regarding this course. Will we get some sort of documentation that will be provided to us officially, or should we refer to external sources for that?
Okay, so Pritodeep, that's a important point. We have in our team, we have Karthik, who's a alumni of IIT Madras, right? You would have met him. He would have addressed you people, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very, very, very dedicated in writing things down for you all in the form of notes so that you people don't face any difficulty. Okay, we believe that what we did not have as students, we should ensure that you people will get that. Meaning, I mean, we lacked a nice resource. Whatever we teach, textbook will be something, we teach something, and we say questions will be based on lectures. It's very difficult for you to look at all the lectures before your exams, and then what is it that is expected from you should be documented properly, right? So we have a very nice portal where Karthik is preparing all the notes for what is being taught. Okay, and it is so beautifully prepared that I think it probably is one of the best I have seen. Right, it's coming to you people very soon. Maybe by the fag end of third week, you can expect these notes to reach you. First 2 weeks, I say you don't require much because I mean it's not very, it's pretty straightforward. But third week onwards, I believe you will be getting the notes, and we'll cross check with Karthik once on the status right now itself.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Prithadev. Next.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good evening, sir. I wanted to ask.
I thought it's good morning for you. You're from somewhere.
No.
Go on.
Sir, can we have some competition on HackerRank or HackerEarth after second or third week?
Sure, good point, Yash. But the point is, some of these things can be slightly taxing for beginners. So we can always have a subset of few people do these activities. We can go on HackerRank and then do a coding test right there itself. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Question there, and you all can answer, and it can be auto-evaluated. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good point. Yes, we'll do it. Yeah, maybe you remind me. I need your help. So you remind me, and we will try to see if we can do it.
Can I ask one question, sir?
Surely, sir.
In NPTEL, you know, we have a platform in the Python platform where we are writing the code and submitting. And in the practice, we can see what output is coming. And in the assignment, when you submit after the grade, we can. Are you planning to give some type same framework where we can do this?
So, so all of you, okay, Mukesh Kumar, probably it's a very important question for not just you, for all of you. Good that you're representing the question, but I must say, I'm very sorry. I have come in very late into the program. POD itself is very new for me. I'm here from the past only 15-20 days, not more, right? I, in fact, haven't even seen the interface. Only today I saw the interface of how it looks. The website and what you people see and the playlist and things like that. The best person to contact is actually Karthik, or maybe me after 1 month's time. But as of now, I'm not very sure of what is what. I'm only sure of what I'm teaching, which is Python, right? Any technical questions I can take, but anything to do with assignments, questions, tutorials, and interface, I think it's best spoken to Karthik, Omkar, or anyone else in the team. But I get the question. You're saying that the interface was really good in NPTEL. Can we have a similar such thing? I'm just hoping and guessing that it should be the same, given that the team that was part of NPTEL is the same team which is offering you POD. It should not be difficult for us to extend that portal to you people, but still let us confirm that from Karthik. So any exam related, any this portal related or questions related queries can be posted to Karthik. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Mostly I will.
Sir, I have a question.
Ritika, yes.
Sir, actually, I am a very beginner in coding, and it is said that when we go out into the world, it is much expected that people are already equipped with projects and stuff like they're already experienced. So then, like people like us, we will not be even asked there because we are not that experienced in real life examples. So how would we deal with it?
Okay, so Pritika, that's a good question. Let me try addressing that. This is more of a confidence booster than an answer to the question. You see, I'll give you an example of running. Let's say if you try running for the first day, it's very hard to go beyond even half a kilometer. Close to impossible. I mean, if you have not run from the past 5 years, if you haven't run, you probably will not go beyond half a kilometer. But then you will observe that in less than 2 weeks' time, with consistent effort, walking or jogging or running or whatever, any form of exercise, in 2-3 weeks, you'll start seeing from where am I getting this energy to sort of outperform myself the way I was on first day. Right? You will, in fact, if you didn't know, you will get very close to a Guinness record holder in sprinting. You can even do 80% of what he or she does in less than, let's say, 6 months' time. But to surpass that Olympics champion, you need a lifetime. That's it, or maybe even impossible. But then 80% of it is easy to achieve. But on the first day, you're just 5%. So what am I trying to say? The moral is, You will start off very, very slow, as I said, as a Lilliput and a Gulliver example. But with time, you will observe that you gain the proficiency that is much awaited in yourself. And a word of advice: companies expect you to know stuff. All right, they don't expect you to know stuff in detail. I hope I can talk for the companies around. They see how trainable you are than how well trained you are. Right? Till date, even Python, whatever I'm teaching you people, I may have to look up the syntax here and there. I recently did that too. I was teaching and I was sort of confused about how this is done. I had to look up and learn and then teach you people. So you only can do so much. You only can keep so much in your mind. But as you practice more and more, you'll be able to do complex projects too. So as part of this course, we'll be doing some non-trivial programming, which should be enough. But your whole BSc program involves intense coding. Okay, don't take your IIT professors very lightly. they most of them actually sit and code, right? Even no matter what is their age, right? So they will ensure that they will equip you to code really well by the end of the course. Also, the best way to learn good programming is to form a small team, take up some complex questions, and start coding. All right, we will do that in code along sessions in this very course. Right, so don't worry much. Pritika, my suggestion, my advice to you is don't break your head. You will be in no way less in proficiency than anyone else. With time, you all will sort of level up height-wise. Beginning, you will see that you're going very slow. You're finding it very difficult. Some people are really very fast as a total spectrum. But with time, you will level up. Okay, so we'll go with more questions. Vignesh, Tanuja, Kumar, in that order. Vignesh, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So I had two questions. First is just this Python introductory course related. Like in our previous semester, when we had computational thinking, etc., in addition to the videos, we had the PPTs which the professor used, and we had the transcripts also. Since I'm working, so what I preferred, like transcript. When I had free time in the office or even half an hour, I could just read the transcript. So it was as good as listening to the lecture. So in this course, is it possible to give transcripts?
Yeah. So again, I can sort of sympathize here. First point is slides I'm purposefully avoiding because I have seen teachers teaching me using slides when I was a student, especially programming languages. I somehow did not like it. I hope I can stick to this little rule of not using slides and keeping everything on the terminal, number one. Number two, the transcript unfortunately may not be available for this course right now because see the entire course 2 weeks is recorded. I'm recording lectures every week because I came in a little late. All right, there was some problem of the I could not start off early. I had to start only 15 days ago, and I'm going slightly slow here. So transcripts may not be available, but I personally believe it's okay for a course like Python because a lot of information is available online. But for a course like computational thinking, you don't even have a textbook, let alone notes or any other information online. You don't even have a standard textbook for the course. For a course of that genre, you definitely require notes, transcript. But Python, I don't think it is required. But Vignesh, right? So in case Vignesh, you face any problems with the course and you feel the need to look up something, please write to me. I'll help you out.
Yes, sir, sure.
I had to. Will not have the need. Yeah.
Yes, I had two more questions.
Go ahead.
So one is like when this course was launched last year, when it came in the news and before the exam. Yeah. So there.
Yeah, I'm there. Go on.
So at that time when I checked the website, so in the course structure, the syllabus during the last final year, it was said that after the area core courses, for 2 semesters, we'll have area project 1 and area project 2. So I was actually looking forward to that, like, to see if I can implement my own office work. So, but now it's been taken out of the syllabus. So why is that?
Oh, is it? I have no clue. I thought you had those 2 projects, which I roughly remember seeing it somewhere. So maybe we can cross check with the team. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because now they've removed it and they said like the area core courses of all the 3, you can use it for 4 credits and then few other credits you can take from the NPTEL approved list.
No, but I must tell you people something. So you can recollect from your own life. Lot of things that you have learned is mostly outside your curriculum and class, right?
Yes,
So any nice experience you want to have, a longish, powerful, strong experience that you are expecting is best done at your own pace with a small group of like-minded people. So I will help you out whether it is there in the syllabus or not. I'll try to see if I can help you out with a experience that you're expecting. I mean, the kind of skill set that you're expecting, it should be possible for us to sort of recreate it, whether or not it's in the syllabus. But the point is, if it's in the syllabus, you invest time, you also get grades, and it's a nice, life is a zero-sum game. We only have so much time, right? So I understand it would be nice to have it in the curriculum, but then again, curriculum is for 3 years duration. You have to fill in, squeeze in a lot of topics there. It's a data sciences program. Data science is very, very intense on programming and math and even physics for that matter, right? If you want us to teach you really deep, I would say it goes even beyond 3 years. So in that interest, maybe they would have reduced it. I don't know the exact details, but we can recreate that experience for you informally. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, sir,
Again,
actually,
talk to me, write to me. I will get back to you. I'll have a personal chat with you also.
yes, sir. So another question I had, like in the course we have Python and then Java. Is that all that is enough to be proficient in data science? Because when I joined this course, I wanted to implement it in my family business. So because then I talked to some IT people and they said Python is more for web application, but if you want an ERP for the business and all, then you need SQL and VB.NET and all that.
No, wait a minute. So, so Vignesh, when I was doing my bachelor's, I studied Pascal, COBOL, microprocessor 8085, and what C. C was just in the beginning, and they were saying like you should learn Pascal. What is this C? It's so easy and stuff like that. With time, I realized that there were some dozen programming languages that came in. I tried learning all of them, and then finally, when I worked as a software engineer for a very short duration of time in my career post masters, then I realized that most of what people say, as they say, 99% of what people say is 100% wrong. If I can, on a lighter note, say that I don't think you need to get so critical about becoming job ready at this stage. But I understand your concern. What should I concentrate on? I would say become more trainable. Okay, concentrate on the subjects that we teach, become very sort of versatile. What I have learned out of learning many programming languages is, of course, I have become a jack of all, but then I have mastered the art of learning a new language quickly. By I mean a typical person, typical student. That's what is expected out of you. Okay, become a vessel that can take any shape. Right, that can happen if you can learn one language thoroughly. Learn Python really well. You can easily, as you will see in third week onwards, we make this, I give a triangle and say, if you know how to use a if, a for, a while, and some variables, may sound Greek to you if you don't know all these things, but then there's some 3-4 things that you should understand and you should develop your logical thinking. Once that is done, I think nothing can stop you in the world from gaining proficiency with any programming language in just a few days. So don't worry about numbers. Get one thing right is my strong tip.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Vignesh. Tanuja, you're next.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, so like sometimes when I'm coding and like I come across a question and I'm not able to solve it, there's some kind of error, or I just get really frustrated. Do you have any tips on how to work on that?
So I think I make a remark of this, if I remember it right, in one of the first week or second week, I don't know, probably in the first week itself, that it can be frustrating when there are errors, right? And trust me, even people who have very good expertise in programming face errors more often than not. In fact, in every single line, generally I face errors. I would have forgotten something. There will be a typo, right? It will throw errors. You should make it part and parcel of learning. You should not get frustrated, because that's the profession you are in. If you are driving car example, if you want to drive a car, you will expect someone to come in the middle, and then you may want to apply brakes. You should expect a hump somewhere here and there. Wear your seat belts on, not hoping that things will go on well, right? So errors are very common. Frustration is also common, right? So with time you'll get used to these errors. And there are times when, if I don't get errors, I am perplexed. I start wondering what went wrong. How come there are no errors? Is everything okay with me, myself, and my compiler? So this generally happens. So nothing to worry. It's just a starting problem. You will get used to it. Okay, and then a good way to learn, I make this remark in second week. I'm sorry, I'm talking a little ahead of what is coming next. I will be revealing the plot of what is coming next. In second week, especially, I make a remark that a good way to learn programming is to do one code multiple times than trying more questions and increasing the numbers. Try doing one thing many a times, right? It's like they say, no, if you want to learn good English, read one book many times than reading many books, right? So keep doing the same code again and again, maybe a little longish code, and you will get used to the errors, and then get used to getting frustrated and things like that. Anyway, it's a very frequently asked question. Good that you asked. Not many people open up. Many people would probably be facing the same problem, so don't worry at all. It's part of the game.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Srinivasan SR.
Many of the other courses, right, have put the YouTube links. Basically, they have a YouTube playlist. Python has not done that yet. So would it be possible to
Srinivasan, you are not audible.
The mic is not working. Let me a little bit louder. The courses have put YouTube playlists so that you can watch all the videos at a shot.
Oh, yeah, I get it. So all 12 weeks, as I told you, I'm very sorry, in this course alone, I don't think it will be possible because I'm recording it slowly. But then, see, the course, strictly speaking, frankly speaking, is very easy, very straightforward. You will get this course anywhere online, right? And what you should not be concentrating on is to learn Python thoroughly. I mean, this may even sound like is this the kind of advice I must be giving you people? Please do not learn the language thoroughly. Just get the confidence to code in Python. Thoroughfulness will come with time, right? So do not worry about the 12 weeks in one go. You can, in fact, get all these things online. I will help you out if you want some resources. I will pass it on. Can you write to me, Srinivasan? But then
I will do that, sir.
You can avoid the temptation, going ahead fast. Probably it's not required. My little suggestion.
So if you could add even week by week, that would still be helpful.
Come again?
Even if you can add not the entire 12 weeks, but even the weeks that you're free, you can add it to a YouTube playlist.
Yeah. The mistake is from my side. Actually, I'm only going 1 week in advance. For example, second week, this evening, I completed the entire course, right? Now I'm taking my time. I'm trying to I'm having this perfectionist syndrome, trying to redo the videos if they don't come on well. The first round will generally be like this. Unfortunately, you are the founding students of this course. You're the first ones. The best part about that is it will be a very memorable experience both for me and you people. I will give my time, but then you will face such problems that it's the first time and we would not be near perfect with the delivery of the lectures. It will not be delivered in advance and things like that. But I can help you out. Write to me. I can send you some videos, my own videos on Python, which was taught in a different setup. I can send you that. Okay, so 4 more hands up. Ajit, Shrishti, Aram, Nitish, and Pranav in that order. Ajit, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, so sir, I really liked the way of the course. I've gone through the courses, but yeah, it's starting very slow for me, but I can understand that it will jump a little bit faster rate later on. So sir, my question is also something that I should ask at the later point of time, but I thought I should ask now. So like someone has asked about the research application of Python. So web scraping, Twitter sentiment analysis is common application that we see utilizing Python. It works pretty well, and it's very good to understand and try on itself. But suppose we are targeting a publication, so where we can learn what are the ethics behind collection of data, what are the things we can do, but we should not do, and whether things we can easily do. So things like that, like you mentioned about collaboration for a project. So
Ajit, I get your question. So I think the question is slightly outside the scope of the current program, current course, but still related. I'll address that. Maybe I'll address it personally with you because not many people here are from research background. But then to quickly and very briefly tell you what is what, you should see Python as how Shakespeare saw alphabets. Okay, alphabets were the same both for me, you, and Shakespeare, but he wrote, outstanding work out of the same 26 alphabets. So even programming is like that. Once you learn, you can use it for many walks of your life. Maybe you can develop products, you can do your R&D work, you can do your research, write papers out of it. But please note, it is just a very powerful calculator and nothing less. Right? Skill sets will come with time. Right, it will come very slowly, but then the skill in Python for research will come slowly, but then see it more like just a powerful calculator. Once you're passionate about a research question, things will automatically fall in place, right? So more details I'll give you. Maybe I keep conducting these faculty development workshops on using Python for research, right? I'll keep you posted. Maybe you can also join me in my teacher's quota. I will give you a seat there. Okay, you can come join me sometime. Okay, write to me.
Would love to do that, sir.
Yeah, great. Good. Also send me your intro over email.
Sure.
So next, Shrishti, Aram, Pranav, and Yogendra. Shrishti Swarup.
Yes, sir. Hi. Good evening, sir. So I had a lot of fun solving the activity questions and the graded assignment. So would it be possible if we had some sources from where these questions are, or could you suggest some sources where I can find other questions regarding all of this? Thank you, sir.
Come again? I don't think I got that.
So the questions were really intriguing. I was asking if there are any sources where I can find other questions, similar questions.
Other questions, is it? Okay, do one thing. Maybe you can also write to me. Okay, quoting the context. Okay, pose the same question and I'll send across some resources for you to look up.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yogendra?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, my dilemma is actually, I'm not new to programming, but I learned the basic thing in programming C and C+ when I was doing my engineering course. But what I found, what is the problem with me, that while doing programming, I found good myself that if for loop, till for loop the programming is okay, but when looping inside the loop comes, I found difficult myself to do further programming.
Okay.
So currently I'm in job and I'm doing this course, and of course I want growth in my career. So what should I do so that my programming will be better and I will do better in data science?
So there is a nice quote by Blaise Pascal. He says, I write long letters because I lack time to make it short. I think I am also in a similar situation right now. I cannot answer some questions in a short span of time. This is a very, very nice question. I may have to spend a few minutes on it. I'll try to keep it short though. Maybe you can talk to me in detail on how to improve your coding skills. But then what we all should understand is actually the whole of, not just programming, but whole of computer science is nothing more than common sense. Even mathematics for that matter. My own favorite quote is, mathematics is common sense complicated. Right? So something that is otherwise very easy, we use symbols and then generalize it and put many variables and make it very complicated. I'll tell you what is for loop within a for loop. Okay. What I do is I'm going to walk into this apartment area somewhere in my city. I'm from Mysore. Somewhere in my city, there's an apartment. For every single floor, I will go to every single house.
Yes.
I repeat, for every single floor, I go to every single house. So what do? First, I start with the first floor and I don't go to the second floor. I start with the first floor. In first floor, I'll cover the first house. And then the second house, the third house, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. There are 6 houses. And then I go to second floor, first house, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, so on and so forth. Okay. This is basically for loop within a for loop. I'll try to give you 3 for loops, a for loop within a for loop within a for loop. I go to this apartment complex and go to every single floor and cover every single house. And I cover several such apartment complexes. That is for within a for within a for. And I cover several such cities, apartment complexes, several floors and several houses. There's a for within a for within a for within a for. I lost track. Right? So things can get complicated. The point is good bookkeeping. If you know how to encapsulate this with a pen and paper, you will be able to do it. But trust me, till date, even I find it difficult on my mind to write a for loop within a for loop. It's anything but natural. But trust me, it's plain commonsensical. But with time, you will realize that it is not as difficult as it sounds. There are ways in which you can sort of make your program easy by using what is called the modular approach. We'll discuss that later. In fact, programming not just tells you how to code, it also tells you how to code effectively, efficiently, easily, and in a user-friendly way so that you don't get confused. All right, so that is coming next. In the end of the course, we have something called object-oriented approach. There you will see a real life like situation for you to code. Okay, there will be something called objects which resemble real life situation so that it is easy on your mind. Okay, so in short, you should practice more, do more pen paper work, and then get to the editor, than figure out the logic on the editor itself. For within a for is nothing but going to different apartment complexes and covering different floors and different houses there, right? Okay, so let's go ahead with Nitish, who's waiting for a long time. Yeah,
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Nitish, go on.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, very much. Go ahead.
So actually, when I'm trying to solve some questions in Python, mostly related to Python questions, so I know what to do, like how to solve the question. But when I'm trying to code it, to implement it, actually do it in the code, I'm getting stuck somewhere. Like, yeah, is any advice in that? Like, I know what to do in the solution, but I'm in the implementation part, it's going somewhere wrong.
Yeah, so as I told someone, I think Tanuja, I told one of few people, Tanuja had the same question. I get stuck, I get errors, I get confused. This is all part and parcel of the game. This is like when you run, your heart beats faster, you get tired, you start sweating, you feel thirsty, right? This is the way it is. And if all these things don't happen, something is wrong. I'm reminded of my professor during my PhD. He called me in the first few months of my stay there at the Indian Institute of Science. He called me, "Is everything going good?" He asked. "Yes, sir, everything is going good." And he says, "You should not feel very good. You should not feel very comfortable. If you should not feel very happy. If you're comfortable and happy, something is going wrong." Right? PhD is not that easy. If you're finding it very easy, then you're doing it wrong, right? Of course, he was making fun. He was cracking joke. But then the point is that these are natural things. You will sweat, your heart rate will go up when you're jogging. That's how it's supposed to be. Even programming is like that. When you write a piece of code, you should get used to errors. You should get used to fixing. You're more like a mechanic who enjoys getting your hands wet by, going underneath the car and with a spanner and then tightening the screws, and then grease will fall on your face. Wash and then continue. Wash your face and continue. Sometimes even continue just like that with the dirty clothes. That's how it is, right? So you should get used to this kind of work environment where it is not like writing a letter where you start from the top left corner and end in the bottom right corner. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, reverse gear, front gear, different gears and things like that. Okay, nothing but natural, but so you needn't break your head much. It's going on well with you. Okay, yeah, thanks, Nitish. Yogendra? Archit? Anshi? Anish? Sorry.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Archit, yes?
A little confusing. So I have speak to the other IT professionals. They say that it is good to start with C or C++, and we are starting with Python. I think it is a little confusing. So what is to think that how it is fine to start with C or C++, or we are starting with Python?
Okay, no, this is actually, I'm laughing not at the joke, not at the statement, but something happened in my recently last year with one of my students. The student came and asked, "Sir, you're teaching Python, why not teach C++?" And I asked him, "Why not Python?" And then he goes silent and goes away. And then I get a call from his parents that evening saying, "Sir, why are you teaching Python while industries ask for C, C++?" Right? So the point is very simple. I think I would any day endorse Python over C or C++ for the first course in programming. Because you see, when you're learning programming, logic is more important than details. In a programming language like C, there are more details, and you're bogged down by details than sharpening your language skills, sharpening your whatever logical ability, your ability to program. Instead, you'll only be worried about how is that done, how is this done, etc., etc. So in Python, you don't have that. Python is manufactured in such a way that the first user, person who is learning programming for the first time, finds it very obvious, straightforward, and intuitive. So start with Python and switch to any programming language you want. Trust me, at the end of this course, I'm guaranteeing you this. All of you, at the end of this course, you would have achieved the proficiency to pick up any programming language in the world and learn it in less than 15 days. I can guarantee you this. I mean, I'm guaranteeing you with numbers. I've seen all my students say this, that once we learn a programming language really well, it only takes a few weeks to learn a new programming language. But if you haven't learned programming, the art of programming, that takes maybe even decades at times. Right? So that's what we're trying to teach you right now. Learn how to code, not necessarily on what portal. Okay? So don't break your head, you will do really well.
So I have another feeling. Sir, I have also done some basic course in Python. So I am code efficient in Python in average. But I have mostly problems in mathematicals, like there are problems with prime numbers, check prime numbers, Armstrong numbers. I can solve matrix problems very easily, but I have mostly doubts in mathematical problems. I can't find logics. So how can I?
So let me paraphrase your question. You're asking, things get math heavy, right? How do I learn that?
I want to ask mathematical problems like Armstrong problems in Python or check prime number, like these, like coding in this.
Okay, you like doing math-oriented programs more, right? So just talk to me. I have so many problems to challenge you. Some questions you may be able to answer in 1 or 2 days. Some questions a few hours. Some questions weeks. Some questions a lifetime. So I have a big collection of those problems. I'll hand it over to you, and I'll help you out. I'll ensure that you enjoy programming with some mathematical thinking. Okay,
sure.
It's possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. More, maybe we can keep it short because Karthik told me that he wanted to continue the session with some important stuff he wants to teach you guys. So I would like to conclude in like 2-3 minutes, although I'm enjoying answering, not to, yeah, go ahead. We will finish all the questions. Don't worry. Yeah. All the currently raised hands will get a chance.
Good evening, sir.
The rest we will have it later. Yeah, go on. Rishabh Prakash, go on. Yeah. No, Anish is waiting for a long time. Anish, please go on.
Good evening, sir.
Anish, good evening. Please go ahead.
Sir, I have problem that I'm doing coding on CodeSafe and HackerRank, but I'm not getting more than 3 or 4 stars. And at that point, then how should I do?
Okay, so Anish, this question holds good everywhere. I mean, I want to participate in Olympics. How do I swim faster? Okay, how do I get good at archery and things like that? Of course, practice, number one. Number two is, if I were you, I would not break my head so much at this stage of my bachelor's course in programming and data sciences. As I keep saying, most of this competitive coding environments, they have made it for job related reasons. But trust me, computer science is a lot more beautiful than simply a job oriented course. And I personally feel for my students, I want them to see the joy of doing good computer science. Do computer science to your best. All these things will follow. Practice more, sit with more students, and then you have a different aim right now. My sincere suggestion is do not get distracted towards getting a 4-star on HackerRank. Maybe that will come later after maybe your course. Time is very limited. I would suggest that you concentrate on my suggestion. my personal opinion. Of course, I'll talk to you. I'll give you tips on how to improve there. I think I have some experience there. But then my first preference for you would be, looking at some, for example, statistics that I don't know whether you people have undergone that course already or not, but that's a very important course for data sciences. And it takes a long time. It took me roughly 10 years to understand statistics really well. Programming takes only a few hours, if I'm not wrong. But gaining extreme proficiency takes time. But yeah, you should concentrate more on computational thinking, statistics like courses, than on HackerRank. My humble suggestion. Anyways, we can talk more, Anish, sometime. Yeah, Rajan, Vaishnavi.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, so my question is related to preference. You were talking about using VI editor.
Correct.
So, what I noticed, a lot of IT people prefer to use Linux as operating system. Yeah. And I have Macintosh computer. So, before I start doing coding, so I want to get the guideline, like, should I use Windows, Linux, or Macintosh? What's your experience?
Yeah, so this is a very this is a nice question. You're asking a very wrong person, because I'm a big fan of both Linux operating system and Mac. So I have all Apple products. This talk is not sponsored by Apple, by the way. Right? No, I find it very easy, because I love Apple products because it is generally trouble free, at least in my observation. Once I buy, I need not break my head. So, and it has Linux support on Mac, seamless Linux support. So I enjoy it, but I know tons and tons and tons of people who use Windows and are much, much happier than what I am. So it's a very subjective question. But yes, it depends on your personality type. If you are, there's a popular quote: free software is meant for people with a lot of free time. Right? So I enjoy debugging. I enjoy hacking through something. If something doesn't work, I don't mind sitting for hours together, waste all my time. All my deadlines will be pending, but I'll be breaking my head in fixing a small problem in my computer. I enjoy doing that, but then not all are like that. So depending upon your personality type, you can probably use the operating system that you like best. Suggestion would be use both Windows environment as well as Linux, and own a Mac too if you can afford the money. It's all worth it at the end of the day, right? And you will have certain things that you can do well here but not there, and well there but not here, right? They're like apples and oranges, right?
Okay. So second question is about approach. I have some presumption, and I just wanted to validate through you. What I presume, if you want to learn something, there are some varieties. If you are talking about developing logical thing, so there must be some variety. There should be some limit, right? Of course, nothing can go beyond some limits, right? So let's say, if you're preparing for IIT entrance examination, so you have certain variety in physics or chemistry or math. Similarly, do you think if I want to develop logic, irrespective of what computer language I am learning, so there would be some variety?
Yeah. Well said. Well, good question. So you do have logical ability is way outside the computer box. Okay, it comes by sitting in front of computer box and then training your mind. Muscles are different from gym equipments. You see, your computer is like a gym equipment. The muscle is a muscle within you. So logical ability is here. You must improve it using a computer. Of course, there are many ways to improve it. Programming is definitely a fun-filled alternative. Than do it the math way, or do it the multiplying 5-digit numbers into 5-digit numbers quickly. All those things does improve your mental ability, and even puzzles help you improvise your logical thinking ability. But then the fun-filled way, according to me at least, maybe this is a personal opinion, is through programming. It's so much fun to improve your logical ability. So that's right. You should be able to improve your logical ability, and programming is definitely one such way. I hope I answered your question.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there would be some resource where I can get all these varieties. There must be, I suppose.
I don't think there are any varieties here. But then I would say, getting good at it is all about time. Right. I mean, you said JEE preparation. If I were to give 10 years time for a dedicated person, he would prepare really, really well, as opposed to, let's say, 5 years, as opposed to, let's say, 6 months. It's all a matter of time. If I ask you to multiply two 10-digit numbers in 1 minute, you may not be able to do it. But if I give you sufficient time, you'll be able to do it. So see this more as a question, and it requires an answering. In between is your logical ability. Okay. But apart from logical ability, there's also curiosity, there's also passion. When added together, it issues out even more strongly. So I suggest that you mix and mash all these things and you will do well. Don't worry so much about improving your logical ability. Consistent effort will definitely take you to great heights. You don't even need, see, trust me, you will not be solving some really, really high-fi problems in your life. If something is easy, you will do it fast. Something is difficult, you will take time. If something is a lot difficult, you will form a team and then do it. Right? So life is to be enjoyed as well. We should not become this high-end muscular monsters, mental monsters who can crunch data quickly and give out answers quickly and make some bucks out of it. Right? That's
Yeah,
what life.
there is a Pareto rule. Yeah.
Pareto as in the game theory Pareto, is it? Pareto optimality. Yeah. You have to hit an optimum point somewhere. As and always, enjoy your life and take things slowly. If something is difficult, take your own sweet time. But it should not be a lot of time. You should not take 10 years to finish your BSc degree. Right? So, yeah, I understand your point. Maybe I will have a detailed discussion on this. I have some personal thoughts on this, which I can talk to you one-on-one, Rajan. We'll catch up.
Sure.
Yeah, Vaishnavi.
Thank you.
Vaishnavi?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
So my question is, I'm first year student and I'm learning C++ here, and here we are learning Python. So how to manage it?
I already addressed this question. The point is, it doesn't matter. Learn a programming language. Python is an excuse to learn programming skills. Right? Once you learn programming skills, I told you people, I can guarantee you in less than 15 to 20 days time, you can gain proficiency in any other language. The basics, at least you will learn fast. For instance, you learn Python and you want to learn C++. The curve is going to be steep there. C++, all said and done, the variable declaration to usage of the for loop is very different. But then it's only so much different. Not a lot different, right? With time, with the right approach, I think you can learn anything in the matter of less than a month's time. You can learn a new programming language. Not at all a problem. So it's okay. You learn C++ there. You learn Python here. As I told, I've enjoyed learning Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, and now Punjabi. And I enjoy the differences in these languages, and each one to itself, it's fun and powerful in its own right. So learn more languages, it's fine. But then when you're starting off, as they say, for a kid, you must only teach one language. Otherwise, it will get confused with the vocabulary of this, with that. Use Hindi in Tamil and stuff like that. So suggest if it's possible, stick to one language. But if it's not possible, given that in your curriculum you have something, you're teaching something else, maybe you may have to carefully steer around. Yeah. So next question quickly, Rishabh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Rishabh, waiting for a long time. Yes, Rishabh.
Sir, actually, I'm facing problem while programming, and I need a friend that can help. So how to overcome the urge of peer programming?
Fear of programming, I think, is very normal.
So
right?
Not fear of programming, like the urge of peer programming, that I should have a friend and peer programming. Like I watched many videos on YouTube and they suggest peer programming, and it's like set in my brain.
Correct. Now, I think we should not break our head much about what is told on the internet. Internet has a lot of, all due respect, a lot of misinformation and misdirections to here and there. Of course, it helps to have a partner to work with, but I have thoroughly enjoyed having computer as my partner, sitting in front of the computer and then doing it. There's a time when you wouldn't know what is what, then sitting together, pair programming would help. But today, I don't think it's a must, although it is fun. Who says, more the merrier, right? 3-4 people sitting together and then working together, writing a piece of code is more fun, but it's not a must that, I should now write a piece of code. Let me now find a friend to work with. You should have that flavor too. You should have this lonely flavor too. All right. So don't worry, get over it. Tell yourself, self-counsel, and ensure that you also learn how to enjoy the solitary mode of programming. Solitude is more fun than being with people. It's a different flavored approach to learning something, right? Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, what should be the average time we should give to a specific question? Like in the afternoon, I was solving a question on duplicates in an array. So it took me around 4 hours to get the real concept that what's the question is.
Yeah, no, so there's nothing like the average time. Average. I'm reminded of a nice joke which says there's scorching sun on the top and your feet is in ice water. It's hot here, it's cold down there on the feet. On an average, you are comfortable. So average is a big misnomer, you see. So there's nothing called average. Don't worry if you spend more time. You took so much time to solve a question, but during that process, you would have learned a lot of things. You would have exercised your different parts of your brain. So way to go. I really appreciate, Rishabh, that if you can sit for 4 full hours and think about a problem, you have done well. I think you should get a degree now and you should graduate from BSc, right? So it is that ability that we expect you all to have with time, that you can sit and sort of meditate for a long time in front of the screen, not with your eyes closed, but with your eyes open, of course, right? So pat on your back, it's a good skill. You can do it. Of course, if you have a partner, you can even go for a longer duration binge programming. You should try that sometime. But yes, don't worry so much about what should be the average time and things like that. In my humble opinion, it doesn't matter. Okay, Vivek Kumar is waiting for a long time. Vivek, shoot. Okay, Vivek is silent. Vaishnavi is done, right?
Hello.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much, very much.
Yes, sir. I will first. I will thank you. I feel blessed. I have a teacher like you. And I'm asking about a competitive programming. Some friends told me about this, so I want your view on this competitive programming, sir.
So I think you joined a little late. I did address about competitive programming. I was suggesting that for a newborn baby, I wouldn't recommend sprinting. It should crawl. It should walk and then run and then sprint in the next few years. So don't break your head so much. Computer science is a very beautiful subject. It is art. Programming is indeed art. In fact, take a look at this book called The Art of Programming. Computer Programming by Donald Knuth. It is indeed an art, and you must culture this art slowly. Don't get into this. When you're singing a song, would you like to sing it fast, finish it quickly, or would you like to sing it and then enjoy the process of singing? Both are important. Finishing something fast is equally enjoyable, but then that should not be the motive to begin with. Right? To begin with, learn programming, learn some of the basic foundations of computer science, and then switch to competitive programming. I strongly recommend not to worry about competitive programming at this level of your learning. In fact, data sciences says, fast is not powerful, depth is powerful. Data sciences, you will observe how a bunch of data you can see, read, and predict like an astrologer what's going to happen next. Your course is all about, I would like to rename this as BSc in astrology because it is that powerful. You can predict things by just by looking at data, infer things by looking at data. And I'm very thrilled that we even have a program like this. Do not distract yourself towards achieving something in terms of speed. See in terms of depth. That's my tip. But then if you're really good at programming, you like going fast, be a Michael Schumacher, no problem. But understand both ifs and pros and cons of it, and then steer carefully. Yeah, next would be Rishabh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rishabh, Vaishnavi, Vivek. P tilde is waiting for a long time. I don't know your name. P tilde, please go ahead. Tell us your name.
Good evening, sir. I'm Preshta. I don't know why my name is like that. I did some error.
Go ahead. No problem.
My question was, I have done C++ in school and college also, so I know it and I know programming, and I am at a point where I want to learn more, but I don't find the internet the best place to learn. So could you help out with that? Give us resources. Like you said, shoot up a mail. I'll do that.
Yeah. Please shoot up a mail. I'll give you some inputs. And also all of you, on behalf of your good name, I didn't get your name.
Preshta.
On behalf of Preshta, I would like to tell you all, we have recorded this course called The Joy of Computing, where what we do is we take the snake and ladder game and try to simulate it. We used to play this flames game, remember, right? Two people's names strike off and then,
Yes, sir.
around play. We have done coding for all those things. It's 40 fun puzzles solved in a course spanning 30 hours. I think it's a good idea for you people to take a look at it. Right? There are some challenging questions there too. From introduction to Python up to data sciences and some aspects of machine learning also we cover. Right? Just go ahead, take a look at it, and that can be a good challenge for you. As and always, if you think things are not challenging, ask me for a challenging question. I will ask you. It will take a few days for you to write a code for it. Okay, it will be fun that way. I'm not saying it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a good challenge for you people. Please ask me. I will throw a good challenge at you people. Yeah.
Sir, where is this course?
Yeah, Vivek is.
Sir, you told me about the course. Sir, where is this course?
Coming in?
You told about the course of 30 hours and something like that.
Yeah. The joy of computing using Python. You just type joy of computing on YouTube, you will get it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Joy of computing. Yeah. Go ahead. Next. Preeto Deep, you asked a question. You have another question?
Yeah, Professor, not a question. Actually, I have a request.
No problem.
A few of my peers asked you questions in this session itself, and you said that you will send them some resources. If you feel that these resources would be better shared publicly and it will be helpful to us, I would like to request you to share them publicly in the portal.
See, as a reason why I wouldn't want to do that, and it's in the interest of see, there's something called the Matthew effect. Okay, Matthew effect is a very well-known psychological phenomena where if you see someone do something and you think you cannot do it, your confidence goes lower and lower with time. Okay, I don't want that to happen. So anything that is not related to the course, I want to avoid the temptation of sending it to people, in wholesome. I mean, in wholesale. When send it one email to everyone, it may not really boost the confidence of some people, given that it's a beginner's course. So I would suggest that way I'll also connect with you people. Write to me personally if you're interested. I will definitely reply back. And a very good resource in your team is indeed Karthik and also Omkar. Ask them. I think they know a lot more information, I must confess, than me. Right? So they are very good resources. Talk to them. They will be able to help you guys out. Okay, interact with us nicely. I mean, see, all said and done, we should sort of socialize too, digitally, of course. Hoping that the COVID will end, or looks like it will never end. Unfortunately, education has gone digital. Let's at least socialize through emails. So please write to me. I'll be very happy to respond back. And yes, I'll use my discretion, Preetodip. Some questions which I think will be useful for everyone, I'll send it on the internet.
Exactly, Professor. Thank you.
Yeah, quickly, Vivek Kumar. I'm sorry, I'm rushing because the time is up. It's 8:30. Oh my God. Okay, so Vivek Kumar, go ahead.
I have cleared my doubts. Sorry, let me lower down my hand.
You clear your doubt. Okay, no problem. Dhruv, Ananta, you have cleared your doubt? Is everyone done?
Hello, sir. I'm Dhruva. I haven't cleared my doubt yet.
Sure. We'll make it the last question if you all don't mind. Okay, go ahead.
So I have this doubt. I've been programming for CubeSats and making some control systems in assembly language.
Okay.
Now shifting to Python, what I could see was learning algorithms was more important. So if you can share some resources about algorithms and computer programming, or will we be learning the same in this course?
Yeah, so in this course, emphasis will also be on algorithmic thinking. A little bit of algorithmic thinking I will be introducing you people to, but then not all of you will be ready for that this early. So again, I would say the same thing. Write to me. I'll send you some good resources. I'll send you a couple of questions to take up and then understand algorithmic thinking, how to season your mind to think about logic and logic alone, separated from programming. Right?
Sure, sir. Yes, that would be really interesting.
Algorithms is, more fun than programming, I must say. It's a little more advanced than computational thinking course that you people underwent. That's like the -1 of algorithm, right? In fact, Madhavan sir gave you that course to prepare you people for what's coming next.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay, sure. So I have shared my email. Many people are asking for my email address. I type, but somehow it scrolls up quickly. So I will type it several times so that you can make a note of it. Sudarshan@iitrpr.ac.in. This is my email ID. I hope you people have made a note of it. So thank you all very much. It was wonderful talking to you people. When I first started talking, there was no response. I thought, oh God, this is going to get over in 10 minutes. I thought of calling Karthik to continue, but I'm quite amazed and thrilled rather, and I'm very happy that you guys had so many questions to ask. I wish we continue seeing the same energy and spirit from you people. My energy is directly proportional to your energy. You show low on energy, I will yawn. If you show a high energy, I will also show you high energy. All right. Thank you all very much. It was wonderful talking to people. Please connect with me one-on-one. Write to me, email me. Let me know, be it positive or negative, your feedback, avenues for improvement, suggestions that you want from me on how you can improve. Anything nice that you came across with, please feel free to post them on both Discourse as well as here. I'm there on the forum too. I'll start commenting and talking there very soon. See you all. Thank you very much. It was wonderful talking to you people. Take care and stay safe as and always. Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. It was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, sir. चले गए सर भाई.
Hello, Karthik sir. We are continuing the session, right?
Yeah. So we maybe we don't have a lot of time to take up anything new, I would say. I mean, how much energy do you all have?
Karthik, I'm so sorry that it just went on and on. I could not.
No, sir, no, it's not a problem at all. I mean, if you want, you can continue with some more questions if you want, or
I would suggest that we have very less time, as you can see, only 20 minutes time.
Okay.
My suggestion is, see, if some people they're interested, if they want to continue with the Q&A, they can ask you. I'm sure many questions that they asked, I have forwarded that to you, saying that Karthik would be the right person to discuss. Maybe they can continue asking you the questions and wind up in the next 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, maybe 5-10 minutes and then we'll close.
Super. Take care. I'll call you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so in case you have any other questions pertaining to the portal, we'll address it. So the programming assignment part will be active very soon. So maybe in 1 or 2 days, you will start seeing the programming assignment questions come up on the portal. And this session, the session corresponding to that will happen soon. Maybe next week we will hold that. Right. So that is about the programming assignments. Tomorrow we have a session, the activity session happening from 7 to 9 p.m. So if you have any questions regarding the activity questions, the problems, please join that session. The solutions will be uploaded latest by Saturday morning. Okay, so the solutions to both the activity questions and practice assignment, we will upload it by Saturday. All right, so that's it. I think we can close then.
And can I ask one thing? This activity thing will happen online here?
Yeah, it will be just a very similar Zoom session. So.
Okay.
Sir, where to write off these activity questions answer?
So the answers you can write and upload them on the portal. So a link has been provided where you can upload the questions, answers to the questions. But that is just meant to encourage you to put down your answers in written form. It's not actually binding on you to actually upload them. Right?
But
so
sir, I wasn't able to see the link.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, so just 1 second. We just finished with the previous question. Yeah.
Sir, I wasn't able to see the link.
Yeah, Rakesh, just give me 1 minute. We'll just finish with this question and I'll get back to you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I was saying where to find that link to upload the question because I wasn't able to find that.
Okay, so if you go to the activities questions page on the portal. Right at the top, you will find the link. Okay, so if you're not able to find it, then tomorrow we'll do that first thing. I'll show you where the link has, where it has to be uploaded.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Rakesh?
Yes, sir. Sir, the link provided in the portal that just opening the Google Drive folder. So then, how can I upload my answers?
Yeah, so what you can do is you can just upload your document, either PDF or text file, or whichever way you've written your answers. So you can just upload it there. Right? See, again,
So
it's not binding on you. You don't need to upload it first.
in my Google Drive folder.
Hello, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. If there are no other questions, we can close.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like the graded assignment submission yesterday I submitted, sir, but now it's showing not submitted, like last submission.
Yes, it's also happened with me. The last time 4 days back I submitted. Today is showing that it is not submitted.
Okay, okay. So we'll raise this with the concerned team and we'll get back to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I am a little confusing. Sir, earlier it was clear that there is a portal activities question only for the where we upload the questions. Can you tell it? Then can you explain it?
Yeah. So see, 7 to 9 tomorrow we'll be doing just that. But what I meant was the questions need not be submitted. It's not for grading, so you don't actually need to submit the document. You don't need to upload it, but it'll be good. It'll be a good practice for you to do it, right? So we have that link there so that it'll encourage you to actually write down the solutions and then push them to some common location. So that is the rationale behind that link.
Hello, this is Sunita here speaking. Do we have something similar to last time, the activity sessions and the the doubt clearing sessions, etc. this time as well?
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be having it. So every week it'll happen. Tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. for Python we'll have this session.
Okay, that would be the activity question doubt clearing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Because I have few doubts from the activity questions. So I wanted to see if I can clarify that time.
Yeah, please join. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So good evening. I'm Yogendra.
Hi, Yogendra. Yeah.
Sir, I have one basic question that I am willing to purchase one new laptop. So what should be minimum specification so that I can use that laptop for the whole course? Because I'm not able to visualize what type of courses will come and will that be what will be the specifications?
Okay. See, we have from the programming side, right? We have this course called Modern Application Development that will happen next term. Okay. So that would require a decent machine. I mean, I don't think you need very powerful machines or anything like that, right? So specification wise, any laptop which has, let's say, 8 GB of RAM and maybe 1 TB hard disk. I mean, that is a very standard combination: 8 GB RAM, 1 TB hard disk. That should be enough, I guess. So more than that, so RAM is generally, I think, a very important aspect when it comes to performance. So try not to go below 8 GB.
Okay, sir.
Okay. More than this, I will get back to you, right? So even I am not like very sure what exactly the specifications are, but just to give you an idea, the system I am using has 8 GB and yeah, it has 8 GB 1 TB. So and so whatever questions I need to prepare for these assignments, I do it on this machine. So I believe solving them on this machine will amount to the same thing. So nothing more than this is what I would say.
Okay, sir. And sir, there won't be any problem with the MacBook.
Hello sir, actually I have actually 4 GB RAM. Is this okay or hello?
Yeah, yes, Rakesh. I'm not able to hear you properly.
Okay, sir, actually, I have i3 4 GB RAM. So is this okay?
I should be fine. See, it depends. See, when it comes to working on large data sets, which will happen during your ML courses, if you're taking the data science track, right? So that time, if your data set size is itself say 4 GB, then loading the entire thing onto RAM might be a problem. But for Python, that shouldn't be a problem. For this course, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, when we actually come to the ML course, we will look into those things.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yeah.
So could you please share your email ID in case we have some specific queries or help we require so that we can reach you?
Yeah, see, as a policy, we don't do it inside the instructor team. But what I would suggest is you can always feel free to write on the forum. If it is something you cannot convey in the forum, okay, send a mail to the support ID. They will forward it to us, and then I will respond personally.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Sure. So anything else? Anyone? Any other questions? Okay, if there are no other questions, then I think we can call it day and close
I
this.
have one. Can I ask one question? It's related to something course.
Okay, yeah.
Like that, in that previous, when I was learning that thing, computational thinking. So before starting the course, you send us one list of the syllabus. They will teach that thing, but exactly that was not in the syllabus. Whatever we learned, it was a great. But the same time, it happened also in the first week. It is written something algorithm or something. We Python is starting something else. So it will go on way, or it will be related to the syllabus provided on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. So see, we actually are yet to update that. What you find on the website.
Okay.
Okay. So you can expect fair amount of deviation from what is there on the website.
Okay.
Okay. So see as the professor just mentioned, right? So Professor Sudarshan, he mentioned that he is recording 1 week ahead and not more than that.
Yeah.
So we like you can expect a fair deal of very serendipitous content being added, some very interesting things being thrown in. So all those things will not be there on the website.
Okay.
Right. So roughly it will be there, but one thing I can assure you, all that is required of a core Python course will be present, and certainly something more.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all we have. So there is one thing that I wanted to show you. Maybe we'll take it up in one of these upcoming weeks, right? I personally found this very interesting, and maybe when the time is right, we will discuss this. So just just 10 minutes before we close. So I'll just show you this and then we can close this meeting. All right, I'll just share my screen just to get you folks excited about what's going to happen. Yeah. Right. So are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir, we can see that.
So see, this is something we learn very soon. Okay. So this is what we wish to cover, right? So if you look at this, it's like just 16 lines of code, and so this is something that we will very soon cover. Some other nice things that we'll be doing on one of these sessions. So things like this, right?
I have one question related that.
Yeah.
Whatever the animation we do in the editor or the some platform on the code, can we do same thing on the web pages through Python?
So yes, it should be possible, but you mean rendering it on the web pages? Yeah. So
Yes. Yeah. Suppose in the Python is also the web script, no? So it send the data to the web pages. So can we do this thing through the Python instead of JavaScript?
Yeah, we can. So, but what will happen is you'll have to, embed that as a video. I'm not sure if we can right away do it. So, but you can embed it. So I'll just show you an example of a video that I created for the Python course, which again we learned someday, right? So
yes,
I mean this is just to show you what is possible. So what Sir mentioned today, right? So Python is also about these nice, interesting things and not.
And I have one more query about that. Since Python is involved in the many area, so which area is the focused on this Python course? Like the Python is also involved in the networking and many places. So which area we will dig up in that 12th week course? The more about we will learn.
So see, this is pre-application, I would say, right? So Python, we'll be learning the language to a very large extent, how the language works, what are the key aspects of the language, of course, with some applications. But the actual applications will come in the next term, right? The full force of the applications you will see in modern application development, where you'll be developing a website.
That will be the based on the Python?
It will be based on Python. So there is a Python library called Flask, or a framework called Flask. Okay, Flask is what is used to develop websites, right? So not all websites, but some of the popular websites. Even this
Flask is that very small. Can be Django is there also?
Exactly. Yeah.
Popular.
Yeah. Exactly. So all these things you will do. So I'll just give you an example of the animation that we can make using Python. Okay, so I guess it's playing on the background. I just share that particular thing. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so how do I share that? Okay, so can you see the video? Okay,
yes,
so this
sir.
is made entirely using Python. Okay, every bit of it is made using Python. So right from the camera position to the movement of, right? So at the end of the course, I can promise you that you'll be able to do something like this. I mean, even now you can do it. Doesn't take a lot of lines of code, but so these are some of the fun things that we'll be doing. I don't know.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So was the MP4 file itself created using Python, or is it just a screen record or something?
No. So the entire thing is, so it's a combination of Python and an open source application, right? So I'll just show you the code. Okay, so if just to give you an idea of how this code looks. Uh, just give me a second. With that we will close because it's already 9. I don't want you to after that excellent session with the prof. I don't want to hold you back any longer. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what it is, right? So this is the code. The code is just 50 lines long. Okay, so don't worry about all these things. It's like if you notice the actual content, right, it will be very self-explanatory. For example, this is where your I'll just zoom it. So this is where you're setting your coordinates of your Cartesian plane, right? So you're saying that the origin should be at this point. This should be a maximum extent of your x-axis. This will be the maximum and minimum extent of your y-axis, right? And you're actually plotting the graph here. It's as simple as setting sin x, what color you want the graph to be, right? What is the minimum value? What is the maximum value, right? Okay, and then here you are actually moving the dot. You saw a moving dot, right? So that is done using this, right? And I mean this all this may seem complicated, but this is the place where you move along the curve, right? So but all this is done with just 50 lines of code, right? So maybe not right away, but very soon we'll get there, and that is exactly what Sudarshan sir was talking about, right? So please stay tuned for all these exciting things. We will soon get there. It looks, see, it may look hard, but this is after week 12, right? So you'll be doing this, you'll get the complete hang of this after week 12. This is just a primer, so a trailer, teaser, whatever you wish to call it. Okay, so
there is this famous YouTube math channel also, you blew one round. Does he use this?
Yeah, it's
is this many?
Yeah, exactly. That is the place from which I got the most of the source code for this. So it's Manim. This whatever you see here is Manim. So to others who don't know about it, it's called mathematical animation engine, right? So which was used to render this video, right? So yeah, okay, guys. So we'll be meeting tomorrow 7 to 9 in case you all have queries regarding the activity questions. Okay, so we'll close the meeting now. All right, so thanks and good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.